So a little over a month ago, I posted a video detailing my first week experience with a story published on the brand new Kindle Vella platform. I showed you the statistics from the Vella section of my KDP dashboard, and you'll know that overall, I really wasn't that impressed with the results I was seeing from Kindle Vella. The first thing that jumped out to me right away was that after sending out an announcement via my author newsletter and posting about the new story on my author Facebook page, I was definitely seeing way less people reading even the very first episode of the story on Kindle Vella than I could normally expect to see people making an actual purchase of a new short story in the regular Kindle store or reading the story as part of their Kindle Unlimited subscription, which indicated to me that, at least with my audience, I wasn't seeing a lot of interest in Kindle Vella. And if you watched that other video, you will also remember that the other thing that kind of bothered me was that Amazon was giving every new reader in the Kindle Vella store 200 free tokens to use to read episodes, which in the case of my story was more than enough to read the entire story. Meaning overall, I was definitely making a lot less money by publishing the story on Vella than I would have using the traditional Kindle store. But if you remember, this is what I had planned for. I purposely used a short story to test the Vella waters instead of a longer work that would have required more time and more resources, hopefully allowing me to have an easier chance to get a greater ROI. Now, I definitely had a lot of comments on that other video. I had a lot of people that were thinking that it was definitely way too early to make any quick judgments or decisions on the Vella platform, which I do agree with. I had another group of people that were basically comprised of readers and authors that were just ready to throw in the towel and say that the Vella platform was a bust from the get-go. And then I also had a handful of people that were basically telling me that maybe my story wasn't good enough and that the first episode wasn't engaging enough for readers to want to continue and read through to the end. But whatever your opinion may be, I do want to point out that I ended the video by stating that I wasn't completely dismissing Kindle Vella, and that I do think that the platform does still have a lot of potential. I was just having a hard time looking at the analytics and trying to figure out whether or not it was a good decision for me with my current publishing plan and model to continue to pour time and resources into it versus just publishing on the regular Kindle store. But then last week, while I was on vacation with my family, something interesting happened. I got an email from Kindle Direct Publishing with the subject line, Kindle Vella Launch Bonus, and it starts, "Hello, we are excited to inform you that you earned a launch bonus for the month of July." Now, the email doesn't state what numbers Amazon was looking at to award my story this bonus. I don't know if it was overall episodes read, overall number of episodes that were favorited by readers. There's no indication that I can see anywhere, either in my dashboard or in the email. But all I do know is, apparently, after all of my grumbling and complaining on that last video, the story must have performed well enough for the mighty Amazon algorithm to take notice and award me a bonus for the first month. Now, this bonus was not nearly as big as some of the bonuses that I've seen people receive for Kindle Unlimited page reads. But ironically, it was big enough that now my Kindle Vella story has officially earned me more money this year than my most recently published short story in the regular Kindle store. So now I'm just kind of thinking about Vella all over again. So first of all, to all my readers out there, some of whom might be watching this video, thank you tremendously for reading and sharing my work. As always, I would not be here without you guys. But second, the fact that my story, which I thought had performed so poorly, had actually done well enough to receive a bonus makes me think that the overall number of readers currently on Kindle Vella that are reading with and engaging stories is actually very low. And when I say low, I don't mean insignificant. I'm just saying that compared to the overall pool of regular readers that are using the traditional Kindle store, I think there's a very good chance that right now there's a very, very small percentage of those readers that have actually migrated over and are testing out Kindle Vella. And I think this is a good thing, because if the readership is smaller, that should also mean that that's fewer number of episode reads and episode likes you should have to obtain before you can actually start to climb up the Vella charts compared to what you might need in the traditional Kindle store to climb the genre charts there or to receive a Kindle Unlimited bonus for page reads per month. The other fact about this that I think is interesting, especially if you're a newer author, is that it appears right now there are significantly less authors publishing work on the Vella platform than there are in the traditional Kindle store, obviously. So even without an established audience, if you put a story on Vella, you have a much higher chance of discovery and people finding your work. And if you can start to maybe curate and build an audience for yourself on Vella, you then might be able to take that audience over into the regular Kindle store if you start publishing work there as well. So after all this, all in all, I'm still a little unclear as to how Vella is fully going to fit into my publishing plan for the future, but this bonus has definitely interested me enough to move forward with maybe promoting my Vella story to my audience a little more than I have been, which has essentially been zero since the launch day. And if I mess around and somehow end up to get another bonus, that really might encourage me to go ahead and just start experimenting with Vella even more and publishing more stories on there a lot more quickly than I had initially anticipated. Anyway, that is all for today, guys. Thanks for watching. If you have published anything on Kindle Vella, please let me know what kind of success you've had down below and what your experience has been. I would love to hear about it. Please give this video a thumbs up if you enjoyed it. Subscribe to the channel if you want to see more videos in the future, and I will talk to you in the next one. Take care.